Simps. We all know them. Most of us don't like them. Maybe it's because you're just tired of seeing it. Or maybe it's just because it's flat out annoying. Especially in this guy's case. Regardless, we'll be looking at some of the biggest and worst simps in all of fiction. And I really do apologize for everybody who's been watching my videos. I really do apologize for taking so long to drop this video, but life has been beating my ass. Now, before we get into anything else today, I want to thank you guys for the amount of support y'all gave me in the last video.
Well, of course, Mike. It was all thanks to me and my charming personality.
Yeah, Let's go with that. So without further ado, let's get it!
いい加減おとなしく切られやがれ
Okay, so our first character is none other than the Zoro-hating, pole-loving, Ratatouille wannabe himself, Blackleg Sanji. And normally they say save the best for last. And you know what that means? That means we gotta use the worst for first. Like goddamn, even in some of the most recent episodes, they got this man barking on his knees like a dog. And I've been seeing shit all over the internet saying that the animators are making Sanji look worse than he actually is. Them niggas are adding scenes from the manga. So you know what I did? I had to go and read the manga, go watch the anime, just to take the difference. And them niggas were not lying. Those niggas are dead ass adding scenes to the anime. This nigga was not barking like a dog for this bitch. And the situation got so out of hand that one of the animators had to come out online and tell them that yes, we are adding scenes to the anime because that is what you're supposed to do when you're doing an adaptation. And I'm not gonna play on either side. I'm gonna just say that's crazy. I don't really know how you're gonna justify taking a nigga out of a whole ass manga panel, but hey, I don't like Sanji either, so hey, I'll respect it. So once again, speaking about one of the most latest episodes, we got this nigga Sanji out here simping over Bunny and send this man to prison because this is a child.
Well, technically speaking, Mike, she's not a child because she can manipulate her age using her devil fruit.
Nigga, I don't give a fuck. That is still a kid. I do not care. And speaking of that too, I might have to look at Oda a little bit differently because that nigga was out here over-sexualizing a child. And finally, we're going to go into the last part, which solidifies Sanji being the worst simp I have ever seen in my entire life. And this tale goes all the way back to when they finally came back from the Sabaody destruction arc, the first arc after the time skip. So while watching it, I was there gassed because it's the first arc after the time skip. They're gonna come back and they go show me some crazy shit. Back then, I was just gonna ignore. I was gonna ignore everything Sanji did in his training arc, out there running from some dudes, whatever those things were, the whole time. Just show me something new, Sanji. And in this arc, I had my expectations high as hell. I was there, yo, okay, Sanji, I want y'all to solo everybody. He comes back and he's out here dying to bitches.
This nigga got a nosebleed from simply looking at bitches.
And it was so bad. This shit was damn near going to kill him. And this is why Sanji is the worst simp I've ever seen in my entire life. But that's also why he's on this video. The biggest simps in all of fiction. And just so y'all really get the message that this nigga Sanji is a real life simp, I just had to add a couple more clips just for y'all. Like, do y'all remember that old ass game Jump Force? That old ass game that y'all dropped after playing it for like 10 minutes or so? Yeah, that game was ass, but I will give it to them. They made Sanji so perfectly, it's not even funny. Because in Jump Force, that nigga Sanji was not throwing hands or throwing legs at women. He was straight kissing them bitches. But I'll give Sanji one thing. In Punk Hazard, that nigga's priorities were straight as hell. Remember when my goat Law switch Sanji's body with Nami, yeah, my goal was giving that nigga the best layup of all time. So you already knew Sanji had to cop a look. And hey, I'd do the same thing too.
What do you mean by that?
Nah, don't give me that. Because I know if any of y'all woke up as a woman for one day, I know what y'all gonna do. Don't even give me that. But that's how you know this nigga Sanji could never last a second in the Naruto verse. Because that nigga is getting nowhere near niggas like Naruto. Nah, that nigga is stopping at Kono Hamaru. I promise you that.
Huh?
What you mean, huh? If this nigga Kono Hamaru shows up and pulls up with a harem jutsu, that nigga Sanji's dead.
You know what, Mike? You make a pretty good point. Sanji cannot handle being around women, especially those of the nude variety.
Now we got the hard-working, ninja healing, Sasuke Glazer himself. No, we not talking about Naruto. Sakura Haruno. And we all know she's a simp for doing the regular shit like punching the bricks out of Naruto for daring to breathe the same air as her glorious King Sasuke. Or even her glaze on sight order every time Sasuke steps in the room. She must think that nigga Sasuke's Minato or my goat Kakashi.
Oh my god, bro, is dick riding all you do?
But no, I'm not gonna talk about the regular simp shit that she does. I'm gonna talk about when her simping got to the next level. So y'all remember when Itachi pulled up on Sasuke and reminded him that he's a bitch and will always be a bitch? Had that man looking like Lee, not gonna lie.
Like I am a loser and I will always be a loser.
So not only did that nigga get humbled by Itachi, but later on got humbled again by Naruto. Nigga took so many as I thought he was Vegeta.
I wanna be a Super Saiyan. I wanna.
So later that night, Sasuke's done with it all. He decides to finally leave the village. And then here comes Sakura.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no. Man, so your bitch ass couldn't even call Naruto Kakashi or something? And then her bitch ass comes saying this nonsense right here.
I'll even help get your revenge. I'll do whatever it takes to make it happen, I swear. So not only did this bitch plan to betray the village and go to
Chimaru, but this bitch thinks she could take a nigga like Itachi in a fight.
Nigga, you get your ass beat so fast you wouldn't even know what happened.
Like, nigga, who do you think you are? You were just struggling to fight Ino like 2 weeks ago. Stop it. And don't even get me started on the most cringe shit I've ever seen in my favorite series. The most famous episode for reigniting the hatred that everybody had for Sakura again.
Naruto, I said, I love you.
This is the first time in my life that I've been provoked to hit a woman.
See, this is what I'm talking about, bro. Like, I get it, kind of. You think Naruto is only going after Sasuke because of you. I get it. But you self-centered, narcissistic bitch. You really think Naruto's doing all this shit just for your ass?
What?
Man, if you don't get your stupid ass up out of here. So this dumb bitch planned to kill Sasuke by herself. Bitch, are you serious? Like, just one arc ago, you were bawling for Naruto when Pain attacked you. But hey, this is supposed to be a Simp episode, and I'm moving from the point. My bad. So let's get to the final point. Sasuke Uchiha, the man that tried to kill you, and the man that put you under genjutsu. And all you did was get mad a little bit. And yo dumbass ended up with him at the end of the series. Man, have some shame. And even after all of that, you still ended up a single mom. And let's not forget the Margaret loving, Rigby killing, terrible artist himself, Mordecai. I ain't gonna talk about the episode where that nigga kills his best friend Rigby over some Burdussie. I ain't gonna talk about that. But yeah, I'm sure we all know that this nigga Mordecai is one of the biggest simps you'll ever see in your entire life. And that's exactly why he's the last person in this video. And with Mordecai, I swear there's way too much things to talk about with this nigga. We could talk about how the nigga was drooling at just the mere sight alone of Margaret. We could talk about how he almost ended the world by eating too much breath mints just for Margaret. We could even talk about how when Margaret came back, this nigga went into another man's wedding and started yapping about his own life. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a single character wrapped around somebody's finger so much as Mordecai is for Margaret. And this is common knowledge. Everybody be knowing this shit. Like, look at this. Like, bro, everybody knows this nigga Mordecai is a simp. Now, is he worse than Sanji? Well, shit, that's a debate for another time. I don't know. But let's talk about how this man Mordecai sat there and made an entire song about Margaret. And you should have heard some of these lyrics, bro. This man was going crazy. Matter of fact, yo, roll a clip.
And with Margaret just to feel so good, like I knew it would. Laughing together and having a blast, and I hope it lasts forever.
And guess what? This nigga accidentally butt dialed her ass and sent that as a message to her. Mordecai's lucky that she low-key fuck with him. Because if that was any other bitch, that nigga is getting a restraining order on that nigga's ass. And let's not forget when this bitch ass nigga Mordecai went all depressed when Margaret was leaving. This nigga stopped eating, bathing, everything you could think of just because a bitch is leaving. And it wasn't even his girlfriend. This nigga Mordecai is sad as hell, cause ain't no fucking way a bitch could be leaving and you just stop learning how to function as a human being. Or I guess as a bird, but still. And then last, but definitely not least, we got when this nigga Mordecai finally snapped out of his trance, got into a relationship with CJ, one of the coolest bitches in the entirety of regular show. And I'm not kidding, that bitch is basically just a female Mordecai. And somehow, he managed to fuck that up too. Because the very second that nigga sees Margaret, guess what he starts doing? Nah, I'm dead ass tired of this nigga Mordecai, bro. All he does is fuck shit up. Get him out of here, bro.
Don't do it!
But if y'all like the video, hey, I think it's only fair that y'all give the video a like. Hey, and if you really like it like that, you could just press that sub button down there. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? It's right there. It's free. And tell me in the comments what videos y'all want to see in the future. Also, tell me which one of these three you think is the biggest simp. But yeah, with all that being said, take care and peace.